My topics today are all related to food or restaurants, and that's why I chose that word Epicurean. So there's only six of us here today. Probably everybody will get to go twice. But who would like to be our first volunteer?
I'll go first.
Okay, Glynis. You want to pick a number from 1 to 12?
Number one.
Okay. Your question is, if you opened a restaurant, what kind of food would you serve? Again, the question is, if you opened a restaurant, what kind of food would you serve?
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. I've been asked the question, if I opened a restaurant, what kind of food would I serve? First off, that would be kind of easy for me. It would probably be vegan or at least plant-based food, which there is a slight difference because that's what I eat. I've been plant-based for over a year now. And when I go out to restaurants, it's really hard for me, not just because I'm plant-based, but I also have dairy issues. And almost every restaurant, unless you tell them, they use butter and everything. So there's always dairy. And I would go out to eat and would come home and would always be ill. And I didn't realize what it was. I knew I was lactose intolerant. However, I still ate butter and I still would eat yogurt and cheese even. And a couple years ago, it just started to have a bad reaction on me every day, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And when I went to the doctor and I started talking about the symptoms, and then I realized it could be the
Oh,
lactose. So I cut that out of my diet. And once I cut out the cheese and the dairy, it was easy to cut out the meat because I wasn't a big meat eater anyway. So now I eat strictly plant based. And in order to have a lot of different varieties of recipes, I think a plant based restaurant is needed, or probably one more needed, because I'm sure there's some around in the metro area, but it wouldn't hurt to have another one. Back to you, Sharon.
hey,
Hey, Glennis, what's the difference between plant-based and vegan?
Well, vegans, even, they don't even wear leather.
Oh,
Anything to do
okay.
with an animal, but as a plant-based eater, I wear
Yeah.
leather. I even eat honey, which not
okay,
which is not vegan, so
very good.
more of a lifestyle.
I'm glad you figured out your problem because I would really, really miss my cheese and
I
especially
thought I
sweet.
would, but honestly, I
You
don't miss
know,
it anymore. No, I do miss pizza because I love pizza, but I can make pizza without cheese. So
that's well, very good. Thank you, Glennis. And who would like to go next? Nagam? All right, Nagam. Pick a number from, let's see, I'm sorry, what number did you pick? Quince.
She
Go
picked
ahead. Pick a number from 1 to 12.
10.
10. Okay. Where would your dream picnic be served? Your question is, where would your dream picnic be served?
Madam Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, I've been asked the question, where would my dream picnic be served? I'm a very simple person. I enjoy a lot of simple things in life. In fact, even my wedding, I insisted was the most simplest of all, because I believe that when you have a simple life, you enjoy a lot of things in it. And so my picnic would not be somewhere Epicurean of kind. I would possibly find a location that has some greenery, that has some running water, a stream possibly, and enjoy it with my family. And that would be my dream, a picnic area. It could be anywhere in the world where there is some nature, and I wouldn't have to worry about preparing a lot of things and getting ready, because I think that takes the fun out of everything. The simplest, I believe, that you go and that you do, the better that you'll get to enjoy it, especially when you have your family with you. And so that would be my favorite place for a picnic, Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Nagin. I agree with you. I think simple is better. I've been cleaning out my house during this pandemic, and I found a piece of paper that had my list of picnic items. And I mean, it was a long list of picnic items. And I'm like, wow. But yes, simple is better. I agree. And who would like to go next? Steve?
I'll take number 7.
All right, number 7. Okay, Steve, your question is, has our love of bacon gone too far? The question is, has our love of bacon gone too far?
Madam Table Topics Master and fellow Toastmasters, has our love of bacon gone too far? Now that's a real Epicurean food. I was raised Jewish, so I never had bacon. Now as a Christian, I can eat bacon, but I just say, why eat it? Because I don't care for the taste of it. But you know, some people, I mean, most people just love it, but I don't really get it. To me, I don't get the taste of it. But also, it's supposed to be terrible for you. Now there's some debate, you know, that they're saying, you know, these fats really aren't so bad. I'll tell you, I have had good bacon. I had organic Canadian bacon, and it was delicious. But I've had it, you know, just, you know, with eggs, and I just prefer not to have it because just, I don't know what people like about it. But, well, my son liked, well, no, not really. I can't remember if he liked bacon or sausage. He liked one of them. And I know when my dad, you know, who's Orthodox Jew, when we would be in Baltimore, he would take us out for breakfast, and my son would say, I forget if it was bacon or sausage, but I want sausage with my eggs. I say, well, son, Grandpa Miller doesn't want you to have that. So he would. Oh, okay. So anyways, has our love for it gone too far? I think so, because if you look at the weight of Americans, it's overweight. And I don't think bacon is helping with that. Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yes, I think I saw bacon flavored ice cream somewhere, and it's like, okay, wow. I may have to draw the line at bacon in my ice cream.
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
Bacon is not always pork, right? I mean, people can have like turkey bacon, for example.
Yes.
Yeah, I was answering it as though it is pork. It is from a pig. Like if it's turkey bacon, it's like fake bacon.
Okay.
It would be like
so real bacon is always made of pork.
Yeah, I would say it is. Yeah.
Okay.
If it's turkey bacon, it's like a imitation bacon.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's an attempt to have a healthier flavor.
It's not
the flavor, but healthier.
It's not really healthier. It's processed meat still.
Oh,
Okay. All right, who's going like to go next? Let's see, there's Shehu, Maha.
Okay, I'll go next.
Okay,
Is question number 2 taken?
no.
Okay, number 2.
Okay. Which food are you embarrassed to admit you like? Your question is, which food are you embarrassed to admit you like?
Dear Toastmaster Fellows, I was asked a question, which food am I embarrassed to admit that I like? I would say there isn't necessarily a food that I am embarrassed of admitting that I like, but definitely there are foods that are unhealthy and are very tasty. And I find myself that if I were to eat something like that, I would rather that people don't know about it, that I would do it in secret. I work as an endocrinologist, which is a hormone doctor, and 50% of my patients or more have diabetes. And therefore, I am constantly preaching to them a low-carb diet. Nevertheless, carbohydrates do taste really good, and they are my favorite types of food. Pasta, pizza, breadsticks, all of these things are very tasty. But these are the very things that I tell my patients not to eat. Now, when you preach something on a day-to-day basis, you start following it too, eventually. So I have cut down a lot of the carbs from my diet, but every once in a while I'll crave something and I'll go for it. But I would never tell my patients that that's something that I do. And I wouldn't post something like that on social media. In fact, one of my friends one time posted that we had ice cream in an ice cream place. And I wasn't too happy about that because I didn't feel like that was living to the ideals that I preach to my patients. So I would say, you know, a carb-loaded diet is something that I would not be open to sharing, but yet I don't do it excessively at the same time. Thank you.
Thank you. Was it better if we were to eat the high fiber carbs like whole wheat pasta, or if they had
High fiber is definitely a good diet. Fiber does not raise the blood sugar, but even things like whole wheat pasta and whole wheat bread, they are still loaded with more carbs than just fiber. So even though they do have a good amount of fiber, they also have a lot of other starches in them. So they should be eaten in moderation.
Okay, good to know. Thank you, Raha. Let's see. How am I doing on my questions? Oh. Okay, who would like to go next?
Okay, I think, yeah. What do we
What's
have?
the time for you?
I can time myself.
Oh, okay. All right. Would you like to give? Can I just give you a question?
Sure. If it's the simplest one, yeah.
How about which celebrity chef would you most like to fix you a meal? Which celebrity chef would you most like to fix you a meal?
Madam Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmaster. The question is, which celebrity shop will I like most to fix my meal? That's a very interesting question. I will want a celebrity shop that supports my community, that have the same value that I hold dear to me, like helping people in the community, trying to improve the community where he or she has their restaurant or shop. So that's very, very important to me. So I will patronize such celebrity, even though I don't know one currently. I don't know if there's any celebrity that owns a restaurant close to me, but I will look at someone that supports the community, that give back to community, that help in their own way to improve the life of the people living in that community and contribute responsible to help to strengthen that community. So if you know someone like that, I'll be happy to try one. Madam Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Shehu. That's a very nice response. I wasn't thinking of it like that, but yes, very nice. Okay, it's 5:13. I don't know if we have time.
We probably do. We'll have one evaluation this evening, so maybe one more. Would you like to have one, Sharon?
Okay.
I pick a number for you.
Okay.
Has number 3 been chosen?
No.
Okay. Well, read number 3 and go for it.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, number 3 is, what is your favorite ethnic food? My question is, what is my favorite ethnic food? So, Madam Toastmaster and substitute Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters. My question is, what is my favorite ethnic food? I have gone to several countries in Europe. I've been to Paris and Rome, and less known for its Epicurean delights, Poland. So in Paris, I have had, for the first time in my life, I had snails, escargot. I said, oh, definitely, I have to try those when I went there. And I was surprised, they were amazing. Definitely not vegan or plant-based, lots of butter in the sauce and delicious. In Rome, I was able to have their Neapolitan pizza, which is got the crispy crust and the fresh mozzarella layered on there with the fresh basil and their nice glass of their local wine. Absolutely bellissimo. Poland, let me tell you, I was really surprised at the gourmet restaurants they have in Poland. I had wild boar salad. And for dessert, I had blueberry pierogies. And blueberry pierogies, everybody, it seems like, has their version of a dumpling. And that's what that is in Poland. It's a dumpling with blueberries inside, and they serve it warm, sprinkled with a little bit of that dessert kind of sugar, the crunchy sugar. Again, delicious. So my favorite ethnic food is hard to choose. So I'm not going to choose one. Madam Table Topics Master.
Okay.
Okay.
It is 5:17, and that will end our table topics session. Thank you, Sharon, for some thought-provoking